How dare you!
You have stolen my childhood with your honest reviews, and my controller is the best. I will be disliking you till the end.
How dare you!
What?
That speech reflects the growing public outrage.
Not again! What's up YouTube? Welcome to Roman Does Consumer Tips, and today we're looking at quite a few controllers for Nintendo Switch. And this on me is not a parachute, it's not a backpack, this is Woojer. If you want to know what Woojer is, this is a haptic response vest, and the rest I'll tell you about it in my next video. So make sure you hit that subscribe and like button to keep up to date with the video when it comes out. But going back to the controllers, I scavenged them from all corners of Amazon with one sole purpose: to find out if the cheaper ones are worth it and if they're comparable to the more expensive ones. And the results are actually interesting. Here's the price range for all the controllers that I have on my desk right now. So let's see what works and what doesn't. On the first side, all these controllers are identical to each other, more or less, and you would expect them to function in about the same manner. But is it so? Let's find out. This next one is weird but interesting. It's called GameSir. What a weird name. And the model of it is GameSir T4 Pro. So this is a Pro version of the controller, and this company does actually quite a few things, and you'll see a lot of products that they produce being sold on Amazon. It comes with the 4 editable buttons. What they meant here are programmable buttons. It has the 6-axis gyro, and speaking of gyro, it's available on every controller we have here. So gyro is here, gyro available here, and gyro available here. One note about gyro though, it's not as responsive on the stock controllers as on every other controller we have tested today. So back to the GameSir. Let's look at the back. Even one small level of details. The sticker you see that they used to seal the box bears their logo, so definitely somebody spends and invests some money on this brand. First of all, it tells us that it's compatible with the iOS, Android, Windows, Switch, and pretty much anything you can pair it with, same as with the other controllers, but this is the only one that comes with quite a few things in the package with the controller. Unlike the other ones that come with the charge wire and nothing else, this one comes with, first of all, USB dongle to connect it to your computer. Of course, the charging cable, same as like everyone else, but on this one they even have the branding, their logo on the USB plug. And it comes with this additional holder for your cell phone, so you can mount your cell phone on this controller, just like that, and you can play games right here, right? So this is definitely a great controller if you're traveling, if you want to play games on your cell phone, on your Switch, and everything else in between. For the price point, I think it's pretty good. So let's put this all back, see what else is in the box. Inside they have the extended warranty card. For 6 months you have to scan it and fill in some details. Really thick and massive manual. A lot of details about the manual, all possible languages, some QC card here. They even give you the stickers, so you can put it all over your computer or wherever you want to put it, because why not? It's GameSir after all. And this thing, thank you card from CEO of the company, Yao Ma, and there's his signature. Yeah, so pretty interesting. Some interesting brand from China, and they definitely try to treat it like one of the premium brands, and I don't see why not, because the overall impression of the controller, once you start looking at it, is pretty good. It's very similar to the Nintendo's Pro controller. It's transparent, made of a similar plastic. It's about as heavy as the original Nintendo's controller. Here it is. But in terms of the shape, this one looks more like Xbox controller. while this one has more of a Nintendo Switch design / Stadia controller by Google. We'll talk about this controller in a second. So with GameSir, as they mentioned, they have 2 programmable buttons on each side of the controller. Even though it's 1 button, there are 2 places where you can press it. 1, 2, 1, 2. So 4 buttons that you can program separately on this controller and use those buttons for whatever you wish. But one of the cool features that none of the other controllers have here, shown earlier or not shown yet, is backlight. There it is. See, all the buttons, they light up, light around the thumbstick on the right, and it definitely looks great and premium like when it's powered on. Let's try to play some games. So when it comes to gaming, it's pretty standard to every other controller we have tested so far. It's great at certain things and it's not as great at certain vibrations, but what I noticed is that the gyro response on this controller is great. You need to barely move the controller and you already see the character being activated on the screen. So that's definitely a big plus, because I didn't show it to you earlier, but on the stock controllers here, you really have to put some force into it and shake the controller. While with this one, I can just barely move it and it already has the action on the screen. As I mentioned, same as with the other controllers, what it's lacking is vibration again. So when you reach those certain places where you need to find things with the vibration, same as with the other controllers I've shown you earlier, it has only 1 speed for the vibration. And I'm not sure why they never thought about it. Like, they put so many features into this controller, and I think this would be a great replacement price-wise and overall for the Pro controller by Nintendo. But for whatever reason, the vibration still doesn't work well. Even though the overall build quality is definitely on the premium side. Even when it vibrates, it's not as loud and it doesn't shake the entire thing. And the buttons don't tremble. That's how loud it is. So my verdict is, it's definitely a better controller than this one over here. And I think the overall button responses and everything else is pretty good. Like, you can control and manipulate your game in pretty much authentic way as you would with the Pro controller from Nintendo. With only downside of the vibration working not as intended. Controller is definitely great for the games that don't require that level of vibration detail. And if you're looking for a good and quality, reliable third-party controller, I think this is a solid choice right here. Especially if you're looking at all the additional features it comes with, like phone holder, the USB dongle to easily connect it to your computer, and all that. So we place this controller here on the left side with all the promising controllers. Now, before I sum up this video, let's make sure you hit that like and the subscribe button and the bell icon below. Let's tickle those YouTube algorithms and help other people find this video, as I think it would be helpful to many folks just like yourself. Now back to the controllers. As we discovered, the price and brand don't really matter that much when you're buying an additional controller for your Nintendo Switch, but what matters is the vibration response, the built-in gyro, and the overall tactile feel of the controller. And with that said, I have to say that all the Hori controllers turned out to be horrible. Maybe that's why the entire brand is called Hori, but definitely avoid them. They're not worth it, and they're on the mid to higher range of the price scale here. At the same time, try to avoid any of the random controllers just like this one, since many of them are poorly made and the overall longevity of this controller are questionable. How long will it last? Then we covered some of these funny shaped controllers by the same company, by the way, who makes one of these. And I can tell you that if you're buying it for the kids, this could be a good choice, as long as your kids are careful with their toys. Then we have one of these controllers that I prefer to like most of this on the table. And for its price, I think it does pretty good job. It feels solid and well built. Definitely something that any user on a budget should check out. Then we have the Pro controller, the original Pro controller by Nintendo, and to be honest, I'm slightly disappointed because for the price point, it's not really worth it. Yes, it's not as expensive as the Pro controllers for Xbox, let's say, but still, I personally feel like the original Joy-Cons that come with the Nintendo Switch are doing job just fine. And the only reason why I would choose the Pro controller by Nintendo over, let's say, the GameSir, which I really liked, is the vibration. But if your games don't require that specific tactile, precise vibration, then maybe GameSir is actually a great alternative, because it can be paired with a lot of other devices, it has great sensors built into it for the gyro, and the overall features, even that additional hook for the cell phone, are definitely a plus. So it's unbeatable at its price point across all these controllers, except for the Pro controller and of course the original Joy-Cons. Here's a quick Roman score for all these controllers. And on that note, I'll see you again. Make sure you're subscribed, because some cool videos coming out shortly. See you soon.